Hello, it's Rob here from the Gym Team. I hope you're well. Welcome to this mobility method training session. Today we are looking at feet, ankles, and everything below the knee. So grab yourself a pint of water, take a sip, lick around the lips, and hydrate. Cheers. Okay, as always, taking part in this training session, make sure you're physically fit and able to take part in it suitably, and if you need to, consult a physician or your GP to be able to progress from here. Okay, so mobility, let's work on it. So find yourself a space. As always, check around one way, check around the other, make sure you've got plenty of room, check above your head, make sure your hands aren't going to go into anything. Now, from here, you'll need a nice soft mat or a carpet to work on. We're going to start off with our feet a fist gap apart. Bring our hands to our hips, shoulders back, chest lifted. We're going to lift up through our torso and our body. And we're just going to work on our ankle mobility here. Now, the gap between your feet, it needs to be a fist gap apart. Hips driven forward, shoulders back, chest lifted. Now, as you're doing this, as your plantar flexing, i.e. you're pointing your toes down to the floor, I really want you to give a little bit of purchase into that ankle for me. So what we're going to do is we're going to be standing here with our feet fist gap apart. We're going to have our knuckles bent down to the ground. This is where you'll need something underneath it. If you're wearing trainers or socks, whip them off. Get yourself into barefoot and try and get this movement through here. And you'll find where all these tendons are pulling down from the front of your shin is going to get a nice lengthening out. Now, if you struggle with a bunion or any movement into your toes, hammer toe, for example, is the classic. I really want you to be kind to your feet on this as well. Now, if you have some toe spaces, highly recommend you place those in within. And actually try working through this movement here. So you're lengthening through the front of your shin here. Now, as we go through here, we're going to let that knee tuck forward just slightly further. Shoulders are back. We're going to drive our pelvis forward and lengthen through the front of that shin. Now see if you can get a little bit more pressure through the knuckles on your toes. As you're doing it, you're really trying to push forward. And your foot, your sole of your foot is turning into a bit of a crescent moon. Your hips driven forward, your knees forward, shoulders are back, chest lifted. Arching through that foot. Keep working it here. 3 more. You might find that your big toe has started to fall asleep. Might be that your knuckles are starting to feel this a bit too much. But see where you are. Trying to, again, get that knee to cross over the tiptoe, really giving you as much extension through the bridge, the top of your foot. Okay, let's release that. Let's just have a quick walk around. Then come back to position, feet fist gap apart, and I want you to work up into your calf raises. So from here, you're going to lift up and then slowly lower back down. I want you to feel your big toe to your little toe. They're square down to the ground. Your torso is lifted, your chest up nice and high. I want to feel your shoulders back into position. Really nice high spring through the back of the heels. Good solid lift up through the chest. Slowly lower back down again. 3 more here. Let's see what we've got. 2 more here. And 1 more. Lift and raise. Good. Okay, so from here, let's swap over. So we're going to work on the left foot. Again, we're making sure a fist gap apart between our feet. So just measure, check where you are. If you can, just slightly turn the big toes in. And again, rock over the bridge of that foot. See if you can get some movement through the front of that shin. Get the ligaments just bouncing away with you slightly. Feel the extension there. Shoulders back into position. Good extension through. And again, you're trying to get that crescent moon shape of your foot. Trying to get as much movement through there as possible. Shoulders are back, chest lifted. And if you find it comfortable, bring your hands into the small of your back. Now again, if you're finding this is tight through the front of that big toe, or you've got a hammer toe or whatever, really try and persevere, try and get that movement into it. Highly recommend any form of movement here that's causing you to create lengthening of the muscle fibers on the front of your shin and to create that lengthening out the muscle tendons that come through to your toes, and that arch of your foot is really, really powerful for you. Whether it's walking or running, whatever your sport is, this is really important. See if you can get a bit more arch through that foot. Looking good. Now, as you're pushing through now, hopefully you've got yourself into a nice crescent moon shape here. And you should be able to feel your big toe and its knuckle down to the ground, and your little toe, that knuckle down to the ground as well. Get that movement there. And I can feel the lengthening out the bridge of my foot. It's wonderful. Really, really good. 2 more. 1 more. And release. Take a walk around, just let that foot return to being a foot, so that the surface area of the toes and the heels are down to the ground. Now, feet slightly turned in, so your second toes are nice and parallel. Fist gap apart, hands on your pelvis, and raise up into your calf raise here. Again, you want to be feeling that big toe to little toe down to the floor, shoulders back, chest lifted up nice and high. Every time, looking to get as much movement through that ankle as possible. 3 more here. Get as much height into this one as you can. 2. 1 more. And release. Okay, so standing on our right foot, we're going to circumvert, let the leg come behind us. And we're going to come back up to standing. Once you come to standing, give me a lateral raise, tilt again. Bit of a speed skater movement. And we're going to see if we can keep the balance here. Now, as you're rolling through here, tuck in, tuck wide, roll round. Let the knee flex. We're going to work 4 more of these. I'm trying to keep, I'm rotating my left leg and my left foot here. So we're trying to keep that right foot down to the ground, solid from the big toe to the little toe. And this left foot hasn't touched the floor. You've got to balance. Take it wide, take it in. Keep working it. Your calf should be screaming at you on your standing leg. 1 more here. Go on. Balance, kick, rotate. Let the knee track the toe. Step back in and release. Walk it out. Give a little shake of your foot. So shake it out. Let that change. You might find your glute got really tight there. And if you find that more in your glute than your ankle, you need to work more of your ankle flexibility. If you find that more in the ankle, well done. Keep working at the ankle flexibility. Let's swap it over. So stand, feet fist gap apart. Again, big toes slightly turn in, second toes nice and parallel. We're going to balance. We're going to rotate it. We're going to keep the feet side by side, drive our pelvis forward. Lift wide. Tuck round. Lift and wide. Now, if you need to go slower, go slower. Okay, if you're finding yourself going all over the place because your left ankle perhaps isn't as strong at stabilizing as your right, be kind to yourself. But I want you to try and keep your balance on that left ankle. This right foot not touching the floor. Can you work it? Strong lift, hips forward, big lift lateral, work again. Hips drive forward, shoulders back, chest lift. Keep working it. Use your arms wide if you need the balance. My tempo is starting to increase and I went off balance. That's good. Challenge yourself. Can you go wider with the kick? Can you do a bigger rotation? Need a little cheek, little tap there for me there. One more here. Looking good. What have we got? Rotate. Bring it back. Step drive. And release. God, that calf and that ankle for me is singing to me. Well done. Take it out. Walk around, get the movement. Okay, so from here, bring your hands to a wall and just work through your hamstring kickbacks. Okay, so shoulders back, chest lifted. Now I want you to focus on the ankle remains in dorsiflexion, so you're looking at 90 degrees at your ankle. So from here, chest up, shoulders back, high strong kick up through the back of the leg. 8 here. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Shake it out. Let's swap it over. And each time we've hitched the hip, so we've got the heel off the floor, I want you to try and extend that leg as much as you can. So you're locking out that leg, trying to give as much extension. Now you might find that hamstring at the back of your legs is going to start popping away and it's talking to you. You might find that little pop, 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 pop as it's going through. If you can't, don't worry about it. You might find that you're feeling it in your knee. And if you are there, that's brilliant. I want you to really focus on that hamstring activating through for you. You're driving up, pulling that heel up nice and high. Hips drive forward, shoulders back, chest lifted. 5 more here. 4 more here. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. And release. Good work. Shake it out. Tilt your hips side to side. Now, feet fist gap apart, toes slightly turned in. Want the second toes nice and parallel to each other. Tilt a little bit further each time. So you can get the hips to move a little bit further. Good sway side to side. 3 more here. 2 more. 1 more. And release. From there, coming down to the floor. And from here, we're going to take our left foot and place it over the top of our right thigh. Now, as we come up, we can sit back against the wall here to give ourselves a little bit of support. I'm sure if my camera's going to zoom in on me. Okay. I'm trying to get the camera to zoom in on. Here we go. Here it comes. There we go. Okay, so we're going to drive our bottom back into the hip, into the wall. And we've got our left foot over the top of our right thigh. Now, the bony prominence on the outside of your ankle is called your malleolus. And you might find that that digs into the top of your thigh. If it does for you, grab yourself a cushion or something, or a pillow to place on top of your thigh. Now, we're going to have the base of our foot, sole of our foot facing to the side. We're going to place our left hand on top of the left ankle, and so that our second finger is making an L shape with our thumb. And that's going to go over the malleolus to support it. And we're just going to roll that foot up and back down again. And that L shape, as you'll feel, will allow the base, the heel of your hand, to press in to your tibia, or the base of your shin bone. So lean back, pull up high, drag it in, extend it. Drag it in, extend it. So you're everting your foot as much as you possibly can. Keep dragging it up, keep pushing it away. Now, if you can, see if you can get your fingers right underneath that foot, give it a bit of a tug up, so you're getting a bit more movement. Now, you might find that your outside of your hips start to feel this. This is brilliant work. We don't spend a lot of time on our feet. And again, you need to be in barefoot as you're working through this. Now, this time we're going to turn our fingers so they're into the palm of our foot on our right hand, still using our left hand in that L shape. And so we drag that foot and rotate it. So all the bones, like the cuneiforms here, certainly our talus as well, navicular, they're all starting to glide and starting to move all the way through. You might start feeling quite a lot more movement into it. And you'll find what feels natural for you. You might be finding that the midpoint of your thumb starts to glide into what's called the trochlear surface of your talus. So there's that little groove here, and you'll feel it as you're working through. So you're almost giving it a bit of a massage as you're pushing down and then lifting the foot back up. Again, keep that L shape in the left hand to create a bit of force for you to be able to pull up against it. And release. Let's shake it out. And we're going to do the same on the other foot. I'm just going to move it to the side of the ring. And a little bit closer to the camera as well. Bum shuffle over to you. Okay. So from here again, we're looking at our right foot because on top of our left shin. And again, we're going to make an L shape with our finger and our thumb here. And that should be able to see the malleolus of our ankle just in here. Now again, we're going to pull up. So we're going to invert the foot and pronate the foot. We're going to keep moving it. Invert, keep moving it. Shoulders back, chest up. Rock it through. And then work on some eversions and push that foot down and around. As much movement through there as you can. And again, pull back up and in. And again, you use that thumb behind the malleoli on both sides. Just give me a bit of a massage in there, trying to get that foot to come up a little bit higher. You're turning the foot up and down, getting that rotation into it. Nice. From here, if you feel like you can, you're going to place your fingers 1, 2, 3 in between your toes. Okay, and you're going to use that to be able to circle that foot. Rolling the feet round, nice big circle movements. Trying to get that plantar flexion, trying to get the movement in the toes as well. You feel a good wiggle and wobble through some of the knuckles of the foot. Keep working it through. Now, if you're struggling to get your fingers through your toes, take notice to which one is more difficult for you. Okay, so it could be from your second to your third. And you should be able to grasp the whole of your foot like you're holding hands, yeah? So you should be able to get these fingers in between each of your knuckles. And if you can't, you need to practice. Get some good foot cream and moisturize through your feet every night. Practice getting right into the base of those toes each time and trying to get some movement and some flexibility, not only into the toes themselves, but into the skin as well. So the epidermis is getting flexible and moving. And you should do this every single night. And release, shake it out. Let's swap over to the other leg. You might find your big toe felt a little bit uncomfortable there as you did that. It's all good. So again, we're going to walk up back into it. We're going to take our left foot, place it over the top of our right thigh. Again, we're going to take our fingers one at a time, place them between the toes, rock and roll, take it round. Big clumps and cracks coming out of the ankle. And again, you want to try and disperse the toes. So you've got one finger at a time in between those toes. You're trying to circle around. Make it as big a movement as you possibly can. Twist and turn. And on this side, it feels like popping candy on this one. Really trying to get as much movement as possible. It's one of the most neglected forms of exercise, this mobility of the ankle and the toes and the feet. And again, try and get your thumb in and around that malleolus, trying to get some movement into it. And if, like me, you're finding there's some lovely popping sensation coming out of this ankle, it's probably not popping, but it's actually just the bones kind of clicking against each other going around, you know this has been massively beneficial for you. It's one sure way of trying to reduce the onset of osteoporosis, osteopenia, and rheumatoid arthritis. All of these things we can work hard by doing our mobility, sports massage therapy, exercise, movement, really, really key. One more big circle. How big a circle can you make? Roll it and release. Shake it out. From there, just pointing your toes out nice and long, legs out nice and straight. Full on plantar flex. Keep the feet again that fist gap apart. And we're going to dorsiflex, bring our toes back towards us, nice and high. And release. From there, slowly stand yourself up. From here, feet fist gap apart, shoulders back, chest lifted. Hinge from the hips, drop yourself down, feel a big stretch all the way through the back of your legs. Fold the arms, put the elbows down to the ground. Unfold, stand, interlock, stretch, lean back and push and release. Really, really well trained. Hope you enjoyed that training session. Just have a little nose around, see if you get a few more calf raises and just see how much higher you can definitely get through your movement. I certainly can feel a good extra inch there, I think, on that calf raise. So well done. Hope you enjoyed that training session. As always, grab your water, hydrate. Well done, well trained. And as always, if you can help getting contact, if you did it live, hashtag live, if you did the replay, hashtag the replay. Well trained. I'll see you next time for the next one. Well done. Good stuff. Cheers. Well done, guys. Very good.